So here's a second video for the Spring Math Calculate Missing Value in a Percentage problem. We had a different one, but some people were struggling with it. So here is a different way to approach it where you're kind of setting each problem up the same way. So it might be a little bit easier for people to follow because it's the same approach for each one. And here's the main idea. When you're looking at a percent, like we talked about in the previous video, percent is literally what is it out of 100, the percent. And then if we think about, well, what does percent kind of mean? It means you're taking part of something divided by the whole thing. And there's a mini shortcut when you're looking at percent problems and changing it to a proportion, and that's the percent over 100 is over of. So when we look at these, equals means is, so in this situation, the is would be the 89. In this situation, the 80 would be the is because it is 80, is 29, and so on and so forth. And then clearly this is the of part. So when we're looking at setting up a proportion for these problems, we always do the percent out of 100, and then the is would be the 87, and we don't know the of in this situation. It will make it a lot easier if you simplify fractions because you can use smaller numbers. So in this case, 30 over 100, we can just change that to 3 over 10. And then we can maybe see a relationship, like how many times can I multiply 3 to get to 87, and that's what I have to multiply 10 by. If you can't do that in your head, if you don't recognize that, cross multiplying always works. So 87 times 10 is 870, 3 times n is 3n, and this tells us we need to do 870 divided by 3. So we made a need to do a little bit of long division. 3 goes into 8 2 times. 3 times 2 is 6. 8 minus 6 is 2. 3 goes into 27 9 times, and then we'll have that 0. So 30% of 290 is 87. For this problem, same idea. The percent is what we don't know, but the percent over 100 is over of. So 80 is the part, and the of is 400. I can simplify this. Cross the zeros out. It's kind of like dividing both by 10. And 8 over 40 is actually 1/5. All right, so now when I kind of look at this, I got n over 100 equals 1 over 5. And hopefully you can recognize, hey, to go from 5 to 100, I multiply by 20. So I have to multiply by 20. Well, 1 times 20 is 20. So 20% of 400 is 80. Following the same procedure, 58 over 100 is over of, which the of we don't know. And right away, I know the relationship between 29 is exactly half of 58. So if I'm going this way, I'm saying, well, there's half, all right? And here, I got to take half. Well, half of 100 is 50. So just continuing on to set these up, 85 over 100 is over of, so we don't know the of. And we can, if you want to simplify it to make smaller numbers, I would definitely do that. Divide both of these by 5. I would have 20, 85 divided by 5 is 17. And try to think, what can we do to 17 to get to 68? Well, that's multiplying by 4. So that means we got to multiply 20 by 4. 20 times 4 gives us 80. And if you didn't know that, cross multiplying always works. We can do 68 times 20 equals 17 times n. And we can figure that out. So that'd be 100. And you may have to do the long division again to get that answer. 17 obviously doesn't go into 13. I kind of know that it's going to be 8. 8 times 7 is 56. 8 plus 5 is 30. We got the 0 in the end. So setting it up with a percent over 100 equals is over of, where after the equal is always the is, and clearly we have the of. That might be an easier way and a way that you can use every single problem to help you figure it out.